Christianity is my identity, meaning my union with Christ is everything to me. And yet sometimes I live out my life rather lackadaisically, and I live it out. I'm a disciple who's undisciplined often. You're probably the same if you're a disciple. Okay? And then you wonder what you're thinking. You know this life is a race, like the Hebrews 12 chapters tells you. And then you think about it and you say, tomorrow. And I'm saying to you, maybe we don't push ourselves hard enough to be faithful disciples in the short moments we're here. I'm 75 years old, and I am running certainly the last 10 yards of my race, and I'm going to come to see him face to face, and I look forward to that. Now, there's also a part of me that feels every morning, if you don't do something today constructive for Christ and live like that, what have you done with today? What sense does that make? And I think about people who push themselves for lesser things. Remember, everything's at stake in this, and there'll be rewards for Christians, varying rewards, and I'll cover that several times in other videos, based on what? Not on the goodness of those works, but on your faithfulness. You'll be judged on your faithfulness, and I'll try to explain that over and over and over again to you so you don't get confused. But I saw a man a few years ago who's never gotten out of my mind. I call him the Nantahala Man. When I go to North Carolina, I go through the Nantahala forest. Yeah, I guess it's a national forest now that I think about it. And there's a place there I always hoped I could own, a place called the River's End. It's a pub. Sits right on there where the whitewater rafting takes place, and I think in the '94 Olympics or somewhere, the Atlanta Olympics, they did the kayaking there. So people train there. I watched them go through the kayaking, whatever those word is, flag stations, whatever they might be. Forgive me for that one. But there was a man, one day everybody was coming down in these huge rafts, like 8 people or 12 people in each one. The whitewater was running fast. These people all shouting and laughing and having fun. And they'd come right past that kayaking territory. And a couple of guys would be kayaking slowly through these flags. And one guy was on the shore, the Nantahala Man, and he was coming upstream. He wanted to find the roughest whitewater, and he wanted to come up it instead of going down with it. And so I sat there fascinated on the veranda and watched him. And he kept it up and kept it up. It might take him 10 minutes to get over one single rapid, and then he'd be on to the next one. So I hung around and waited for him to end. When he got done, I went over to him and I said to him, "What in the world are you doing? That you chose the one place that's very difficult to go that direction." And he said, "I'm training for the Olympics." I thought, that's it. He understood that adversity would strengthen him. Right. He didn't choose the easy way. He didn't get on the back of the 8-person rubber raft where he could just ride along and wee. He didn't do any of that. He didn't do that wee all the way home business. He came up singularly. And I said, I want to learn from this man. I want to run my race that way. I want to choose the white water. It's against me. Adversity is good in this world. It makes you dependent on God. Think about that if you're a Christian. Running the race, why not run it as fast in reliance on God as you can, and don't fear adversity. Embrace it.